Howdy ho, Lions fans. Welcome to the Detroit Lions podcast, episode 541. This is the official Detroit Lions podcast for Reddit. We're doing it live as big-time winners over the Seattle Sea Chickens. And I am your Dashing host, Chris. With me is my good friend and surly co-host, Ash, Mr. Tweetson. How you doing, brother?
Not too bad. And I'm very excited that the debut of these black uniforms that some idiotic fans in this fan base did not want the team to have. I'm glad they won their first game in them. Because those were great. I would love it if they just killed the other jerseys completely and dressed like this every week. Every week. That's the best jersey in the NFL.
Yeah. Oh, God. Look, I'm all in. Once you go black, you ain't going back. Let's do this. I'm all for these. Put them on in the Super Bowl. I want these because that is such.
You can have the black don't crack defense.
Just saying. I love it. I love that. All right, what a game tonight. This is great. I told everybody when we have a post game show, the Lions win. I don't know that people realize that this is how it is. I think we're one game away from going 500 now, and it's all the way to 999.99 because can't get quite to 1,000 after all those bad Patricia years. But we've got a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about today's game. We're going to cover Coach Campbell's post-game presser. We'll probably have Mr. Perfect, Jared Goff, as well as on a post-game presser, a roundtable talk, and of course, we'll take your calls. Maybe Mo from the Creek will show up. He usually does. And all that and a whole lot more. Ash, you ready to go, my man?
100%. Let's do it.
Let's kick this off and break it down.
There's nothing more I like more than winning money on the Lions. Love it. Thank you, Florida, for making the sports betting available locally because I can get sucked in pretty quick. Also, I yeah. Just really quick, being Florida, I have to give a shout out to all the folks. We're probably going to try to hook something up for just to help some people out, not just Florida, but Georgia and really North Carolina. Ben Johnson's where my guy's from, where his people are. They got hit really bad from the storm. I mean, I had some shit ripped off my house and, a lot of rain and lost power and all that, but it was nothing like what these people are going through. Keep your ears open, your eyes open. We'll probably do a little something, try to raise a couple fundages for some of those folks that need it because it's pretty tragic and they're kind of out there on their own right now and need some help. So let's do that. This just in, the Hymns Hard Rock Player of the Game. Oh, now it's been retracted. Michelle's there. She's the official awarder of the Hymns Hard Rock Hard Player of the Game. We'll get that when she comes back. Okay, let's do this. We got a lot to talk about. We'll keep our eyes open for the press conference. Once Dan's press conference comes, we'll start taking calls, and then during the call, somebody's gonna get interrupted by likely Jared Goff. Maybe we'll have another person interrupted by another call after that, and we'll get through your calls and call it a night. It's a good time. A lot going on. All right, Hymns Rock Hard Player of the Week, called by Michelle Cox, is Jared Goff. Jared, I'm sure that's probably the trophy you appreciate the most. Hymns, let's get with this. Let's make this a thing. It's time. Let's start with Jared Goff. Let's start with Jared. There's a lot to talk about in this game, Ash. 18 for 18. They give him the shit because it wasn't 20, so it doesn't count for a record. But my guy, look, let me just start. Jared Goff, I don't think people heard the news because it was kind of on the down low. He joined the FaZe Clan. He hit his 360 no scope out there today, and he is now an esport. He's going to be esports famous. F the football. He's got the 360 no scope down. Dude, what is this? What is this? Like, everything that's gone wrong historically is now going right. Hey, we're going to fake punt from the 20. What are you thinking this year? Fake punt from the 20. Well, they got it. Nobody remembers that it was a bad idea. Jared Goff, no scope 360. What the hell is he thinking? Today, no scope 360, bunch of yards. Nobody cares. Yep. Woo! Do I love football? What's going on with Jared Goff, Ash?
Well, the thing is, like, you look at any quarterback, every beautiful play that Patrick Mahomes has ever made was a terrible idea. You know what I mean? And sometimes it just works, man. Yeah. Like the wrong thing gets you the right result. And that's, I think, what Jared Goff got tonight. Like there's always going to be other plays where it goes off a receiver's hands and turns into an interception because they didn't catch it. You know what I mean? But then there's going to be stuff like that where he literally jumped in the air, did a 360 through the ball. It's the antithesis of what you expect from Jared Goff. And today he was literally perfect. You know what I mean? 18 for 18, 292, 2 touchdowns. That is a 16-yard per throw average, which is madness. That is absolute complete madness. I wish they had been able to throw 2 more times just to get this into that record book territory. But like, you can't do better than this. You can't. And even with Amon-Ra St. Brown, he threw 1 pass. It was completed for a touchdown. The Detroit Lions did not have a single throw hit the turf without there being some kind of penalty, basically. You know, like it's crazy.
Yeah. This is so yes, Jared Goff out there looking big time, doing all the stuff that no one thought Jared Goff could do. Did anybody see the legs on him in that burst to the end zone? The soft hands where he caught
that linebacker,
that spiral
gonna get roasted
from Amon-Ra. That's probably as good as any ball that Jared Goff has ever thrown.
Oh yeah, it was perfect. Right into the basket where you want it to drop.
And the softest hands on Goff, like out there schooling these wide receivers. Tim Patrick's out there going, well, shit, that's how you're supposed to catch a ball. All right. And boom, boom, 2 passes, 2 catches for him after that. What the hell were we watching out there? That was fantastic. Jared Goff did it all. I absolutely love what I saw from him tonight. Whoa, man, those legs.
Yep.
Oh my God. We need a mobile quarterback. What if he goes as a wide receiver? Scores a touchdown. Does that show he's mobile? I don't know. Oof, man.
And that's going to be open a few more times because there's no way teams are going to cover that just because it happened once. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that's still going to be their worst coverage linebacker trying to chase him down. And, like, Goff did run a 4.8 at his combine. You know what I mean? And that's not great, but it's not, like,
it's better than your worst coverage linebacker, right? I mean, it's
the same. It's the same time Mahomes put up. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying Jared Goff is as athletic as Mahomes. I'm just saying the top speed is the same.
Yeah.
You know, anyone who says Mahomes is fast is just not watching him run.
Yes. A
little quicker on the start, but man.
Man, oh man.
So many things went well. Like Tim Patrick, 2 catches, 52 yards. You know what I mean?
And
that's exactly what you want him to do every week.
Right to left.
And then all those wicked blocks. Crazy blocks he's throwing downfield for guys too. Like, this is a guy who is, like, they picked up the right guy. He is locked into what the Detroit Lions do, and it is a thing of beauty to watch for a guy whose career was basically
over.
Like, when you come and then the team that you're playing for cuts you, man, you're done. That's over. You know what I mean? Like, that's usually a guy does not get another shot. Lions grab him. Here we are. Like, that's absolutely beautiful. He's doing exactly what Josh was doing last year for the team. You know what I mean? He's not going to put up more than like 30 catches, 40 catches this year. He's not going to be like the super important cog, but he's out there competently threatening the field in areas that bluntly Khalif Raymond for the last 3 weeks just has not been. You know what I mean? Like, he's just been getting covered, and like in a lot of the things I'm watching, I'm like, he's my guy. I love him to death. So I hate seeing it happen. But he's just been like making bad decisions, making cuts that, like, if it was drawn up that way, it was drawn wrong. But I really doubt that Ben Johnson's drawn the play incorrectly. You know what I mean? To just make silly things be happening that just doesn't seem to be his MO typically.
2 things. Here's one that I'm not sure it's happened before. Perfect passer rating from Goff and Amon-Ra. We have 2 passers with perfect passer ratings tonight.
That's beautiful. Yeah, that actually, 2 guys. Yeah. And
Levi,
again, neither of them had enough to show up in the record books as far as attempts goes, but that's
Levi
this is what you want the
Onwuzurike,
Detroit Lions offense to look like.
making my heart big, making it big. I love seeing my guy out there, and the little bit of there's nothing funnier than his little bit of embellishment on that last play today. Love you, Levi. I absolutely oh God. Then we have, this is a dark joke from Mark Daly, the JMO bomb. Seattle Pagers went boom. I think the Legion of Goodnight is over in Seattle, because boy, that secondary for the Lions did go boom. The Jack Campbell boomstick on that freaking fumble.
Oh,
holy fucking Bojangles, man.
Watching Davis go down on that, I was like, this is either just he got the wind knocked out of him, or he is never playing football again. One of those two things is happening right now.
One of those two things is real.
Like, slowly, you know what I mean? He was physically not capable of standing up after that hit, and that's. But, you know, he missed one play. So we got lucky on that one. Just got the wind knocked out of him. Probably took a shot in the sternum. Probably going to be fine. Yeah. But I love, man, DJ Reader on that cleanup sack. You know what I mean? Because I've been saying all offseason that he is not a pass rusher, but he will get you 3-4 of those a year. You know what I mean? The Lions have just not been getting where the edges come around, quarterback steps up. There's the guy to swallow him. Yeah. You know, and they haven't had that since they traded for Snacks, and that one half season where he was still physically capable of doing that, and then he gained like 30 pounds once he got a contract, and that was that.
Chris Lawton, JMO is so fast, and dude, the high stepping from JMO, every high step, my voice got louder, more and more decibels. I was like, it's fantastic, maybe even more pitch.
Like, God, he was jogging and going faster than Amon-Ra St. Brown sprinting. It's just the top gear that guy has is so crazy.
Yeah.
You know, and you don't love the 15-yard penalty, but if you're gonna dunk on the goalposts, that was Megatron's move. Megatron was there tonight. You know what I mean? If you're ever gonna take that penalty, this was the night to do it.
Logan, this might be one of the toughest games I've had for picking a play of the game. St. Brown to Goff. Monty breaking 4 tackles. How can we not talk about that? Holy shit, that run from Montgomery was... I look at picking up Montgomery, Brad Holmes, freaking another steal. JMO, Kirby, some super chats here we have to hit. What can be done to clean up the defensive PI and hold? I'll tell you what. Let the offense have a longer drive than 3 plays 4 times in the second half. There was like in the first 20 minutes of the second half, it was like 15 minutes of our defense on the field. They were friggin' gassed, man. And I started, it was on the tweets. You can go back and look at it. The receipts are there. They needed a break. But thank you, Barry Eastbush, for the super chat. Also, Frosty Cakes. The Lions offense was so hot that it exhausted 2 defenses. Exactly. This is what we've needed. Also, it's so great to have a secondary. Love it.
And I mean, Terrion Arnold was having an awesome day until he got burned one time, and then it's like that just kind of got in his head a little bit, and he started getting a little more clutchy and a little more grabby. And you know, like, it's got to get cleaned up. It absolutely has to get cleaned up. Like, I don't mean to minimize this at all, because that can, if this happens in a game where the offense isn't firing like that, it will cost them the game.
Yeah,
but
100%.
You know, they're 3-1 with the rookie doing what he's doing badly.
You know who didn't break though? Carlton Davis. He got so out of sorts. And it was Look, it was a little ticky-tacky, but it was the right call.
It was DPI.
Yeah,
like,
it
you
was.
Hate it. You hate to see it.
It was the right call. All right, I'm getting...
Yeah, like, none of those calls were bad calls. Not a single one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just kind of sucks. And the thing is, like, as a defensive back, you have to realize when they're calling it like that you need to back off and find another way.
Yep.
So, like, that is on the DB to not play the refs that he's got this week, because it is different every week. Like, that, just straight up, it's different human beings. You're going to get different calls every week. Sometimes they're just letting you play. Sometimes they're not. And people are like, well, how come it was all one-sided? And the answer to that is because, frankly, Seattle has spectacular corners, and they were not pass interfering.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. Carlton Davis he got angry, and he could very well have gotten himself ejected from the game as angry as he was. I don't know what he was saying, but how he was saying it and how he was not walking away was definitely on the edge. Kirby blasted him off the ref, and I get it. I get being angry. He was guilty. It was a little ticky tacky, but he was guilty. Technically, he was guilty. You take it.
Yes.
He recovered though. He recovered. I didn't see that. Terrion, you can talk about the oven mitts or the mittens or whatever, but Terrion is a rookie. He didn't recover. He kept making those mistakes. But what he didn't do is he didn't get burnt. He didn't get beat. He didn't stop. He didn't quit being who he is. He can learn that. And the fact I saw people saying to sit him, don't let him get him off the bench, bench him, whatever. He's learning. Every one of these is a learning opportunity. You don't want these rookie mistakes to turn into sophomore mistakes. And that's what they'll do if he doesn't get this experience. And we had the luxury of being in a game where the offense was so strong that the luxury of being able to make mistakes like that. Stephen Hawks, thank you for joining the Winner Circle, the membership of the channel. Email me, contact at DetroitLionsPodcast.com or Chris at DetroitLionsPodcast.com. Either one, send me a screenshot of you joining and we'll get you into the Slack chat as for being a member on the channel. They don't give me a report on your name, otherwise I'd get you added in there.
Welcome
as a member of the club, the Winner
Or you
Circle.
can hear me tell you that was actually pass interference during the game live every week.
Definitely missed Branch tonight. Anthony Carpenter, sorry. Jared pipe laying Goff. He did lay the pipe tonight. Let's be real. My guy's going home and he's going to plant another flag, and he deserves it. Oh, God. Yep.
Oh, yeah. He will never have a better game than that. It's just I guess because you can't really. Like, you might have one as good again, but that's what that's going to be.
Joe Quay. Yeah, sorry guys, I did fix those ads faster than a JMO touchdown. Thank you for that on Logan. Joe Quay, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you, very very kind. It's your first super on a live stream, Joe. That's awesome. Those supers help. Sorry for the ads. YouTube switches this shit up on us and makes it difficult, but YouTube's big on dropping ads these days. We're trying not to, but for the live shows at least. So join us live, but the super chats do help while we do this. All right. Joe Quay, MCDC just said we keep lining them up and knocking the next one off. The approach this team has W in their leadership and personnel. How can you not be romantic about football, especially team? What's our record, Ash? I didn't quite catch it. What is the Detroit Lions record going into the bye week?
3-1 going into the bye.
3-1 going into the bye. Huh.
Which, you cut the season into quarters, and that's what you want to have each of those quarters be, is a 3-1 record when you get to that point.
So that would be 12-4 if you added it up?
Yeah. Yep.
Amik Robertson, give him some love. Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, Amik Robertson, man. He had himself a game tonight like that, and that's a tough task. Like, Jackson Smith-Njigba was a good player, and that's who he was on basically all night.
Dude, their whole wide receiver core, they're not 1 through 3. Can you imagine if those were our wide receivers? Dude. There would be no stopping this offense. And Monty and Gibbs and Laporta.
Yep.
It's over.
Like, I like our guys, don't get me wrong, but we don't have a DK Metcalf, and we're hoping that JMO becomes a Tyler Lockett.
Yeah.
Yes. We would love that. And and Jigba, he got 8 catches, but it was for 6.4 a catch. He'll give that up all day, every day. Every week they can have that.
Cowboys next. Revenge continues. Russ, that's an idea. Can you do it for me, brother? Russ is the ultimate guy who's done some of those wicked t-shirt designs for us. We need an 80s era concert shirt with the Revenge tour. That's with a front and a back, right? With the dates on it.
Oh,
dude.
Yeah. all year for this whole season, we need those. Even the ones we've already done. You know what I mean? Like, that's
the fortune teller front. I like that. For the you know what I'm talking about. And then the date. Russ, get with me, brother. Let's do this. All right. Yes, great. Revenge tour is on right now. No more anniversaries for Chris. LOL. Yeah, that's the 1 week I missed the post game show. Sorry. Wait, no, that's not good. Although Rock the Cock was screamed while I was finishing up prepping for the show up here. Watching the first couple plays of the game from downstairs. I did hear the scream. Rock the Cock. God damn it. So it may be over. You may get your wrist. Oh man. All right. Did you love the D today, Ash? We'll try to stick away from the D jokes today, but did you love the D?
Oh, I love the D. 100%. It's my favorite thing in the world watching this. Aaron Glenn's D is the greatest thing that has ever existed in Detroit.
God, dude, 12 months ago.
Like,
the things
Aaron
they were
Glenn's D
saying
came
about
up
AG.
so big today.
The things they were saying about AG's D 12 months ago compared to today.
It was bad.
It was,
yep.
But
it's amazing what happens when you get guys who can actually play at the corner spots.
Yeah.
You know,
Yodi, ayahuasca. Sorry, go ahead, Ash. I jumped on you.
Love Jerry to death. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude doesn't make this team.
No.
You know what I mean? Not as like the rookie when he was drafted, not as the player if he had re-signed here. So good choice by him to not do that. You know what I mean? But like they went out and they bought or drafted 4 corners better than anyone they had on the roster last year.
Yeah.
Realistically. You know, like, and like Grant Branch is probably a better nickel than Amik Robertson, but getting Amik Robertson allowed them to move him to safety, where like the Lions, when he's playing, have the best safety duo in football. I don't think that's even questionable at this point. Like Brian Branch is a dynamic in like, and Kirby has 3 picks in the quarter of the season.
Dude. Like look, okay, I'm going to give it a little luck, but when the ball squirted in the perfect direction that he could seal it and catch it. It was so fantastic. Yep. Oh my God, Kirby Joseph looking good.
Love that.
Chim,
did you catch that they wrapped the stadium differently to go with the black uniforms?
The camo was up.
Yep, 100%. I love what they're thinking on that level, man.
Yeah, I love just making people think on that level. That is getting into people's heads, right? And I love it. Chim, they're still talking about the offensive PI call on the Seahawks and Sports Center. They called the same thing in the Lions. Absolutely. An Iron Maiden front, Russ. That's it. Like a Iron Maiden Dan Campbell Eddie, a Dan Campbell Eddie with the flag on the front.
Yeah.
And the Revenge Tour on the back. Yeah. Please,
yep.
Ross, let's go. And everybody else that knocks it off and steals it, go fuck yourself, you fucking idea and t-shirt art stealing pieces of garbage. I hope you fucking step on a Lego and die in a grease fire. This is a good idea, and somebody will definitely steal it. But anyway, I don't care.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got my Call of Duty.
You have a good idea.
I got my Call of Duty rant or chat going here. Ash, what should we think about? What should we worry about going into the bye week? There's something that SEMO Lions fans can grip onto here.
Okay, if you want to be a negative Nancy, Geno Smith did just get 395 yards on this defense. You know what I mean? They were able to move the ball, and they came together in the red zone and stopped a lot of touchdowns from being scored. But like Kenneth Walker did still score 3 on the ground. You know what I mean? Like it's there were a lot of things to love about the D this week, but there were also like they got some work to do just in the details. You know what I mean? But they're not going to play an offense that has this many really awesome players every week. Like that's kind of the thing is until this week, the Seahawks looked like their defense was way better than their offense because they played Jacoby, Skylar Thompson, and Bo Nix in his first game in the NFL. You know what I mean? So that defense looked like it was a lights out top 5 defense in the NFL. And then they had to play us. And now they don't.
Yeah.
You know, so it's all about the quality of competition. And you don't face Geno Smith, Kenneth Walker, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Zach Charbonnet. You know what I mean? Like that's a fantasy football roster. Like you could just have that as your team, and a lot of weeks you do fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Defense was gassed 100%. That's what happened today. Yeah. I'm
and once it happens, you never get that back.
No.
Like once that's done, it's done.
It happened in the third quarter. And as much as I loved the JMO touchdown, again, check the receipts. I was tweeting, please, a nice long drive at this point would be great. Let the defense rest. They're going to get tired. They got too much time on the field. That first drive from Seattle, it was like a 6-minute drive of the third quarter, and the defense was just too much time on the field. And then it was quick, and then it was 3 and out because we took that mindset where we're just going to run the ball and we're going to take the clock up, and we got super conservative, and that never works. That never works. Okay, whatever. Donkey Kong, Super Bowl or bust. I said it before you did, but he says absolutely amazing win, huge win. Donkey Kong, Super Bowl or bust, baby. Best time for a bye week. Yeah, coming into the bye like this is so good for this team. The opportunity to get a little bit of a break, the opportunity to kind of get healed for the guys that need some healing. I don't think we're going to see Frank back for the Cowboys, just so you know. I think it'll be against, who is it? Minnesota after the Cowboys, right? I think
after a performance like this, there's all the more reason to give him as much time as he needs to come back 100%. You know what I mean? Like we know Graham Glasgow's a good center, and Coyote Ugly came in, and the guy just did what he does. He was fine.
Yeah.
And to be blunt, there have been games where Graham at left guard was not fine this year. So I think this could very well be the best offensive line performance we've had on the year.
100%.
I wouldn't surprise me if we saw PFF grades along the O-line this was the best one overall.
Yep. Comatose, that 3rd and 1 sweep to the outside is my least favorite play. Oh God. That one was yikes. Ernest Pace,
the Detroit
super
chat.
Okay. Thank you, Ernest. It's Ernest's first super chat on a live stream. Took it out on us. Thank you, Ernest. Appreciate you. It's very kind to share your super chat love with us. Thoughts on that play calling on the safety? I don't dislike the play call. I dislike the execution. If
Zeitler doesn't fall down, they probably score a touchdown on that play. I'm going to be interested to see the all-22, but there's no way anyone was expecting that. Yeah. And Zeitler basically fell down because Penei Sewell came back to help him with a guy that he was letting him ride past him, and then Penei Sewell pushed him back into him and knocked Zeitler on his ass, and that's the guy who got the sack.
Yeah.
Basically, they both did exactly what you want him to do. Zeitler was riding him right through the area to the outside, but Penei Sewell didn't have anyone coming, so he came and just gave the guy a shove to take him out of the play, and in this case, it just happened that was the perfect thing to take out the guard, and then it's a really easy path to Goff, because despite the 360 no scope, he's still not a mobile quarterback. And on that play, there were a lot of people who were super pissed off that wasn't called forward progress or something, but the reason it wasn't is because Goff pulled the ball back himself. He had it stretched out and he pulled it back into the end zone. So that's on him. If he goes down to the ground like that, even if he fumbles it by slapping it onto the ground, he's down by contact, but he pulled it back in himself. Nobody forced him to. That's why it wasn't forward progress and it was a safety. And in the end, it doesn't matter. We won the game.
So Jared Goff, whatever you want to say, he is in the FaZe clan. They love it. That's the end of he's in the 360 no scope heaven. That play though, I don't know how many plays I've seen where running backs got forward progress that they pulled the ball back. Countless times, right? This was a bit of an anomaly. It really, really was. And then the one where it's
the right call, though. I always just want him to make the right call.
This is such a Seattle Lions thing. Oh, injury. There's a penalty on Geno, but Geno's injured. But because the penalty was on him, he gets to stay in. And oh, by the way, one of the Lions were hurt, so we're going to call a penalty or a timeout on them. It was like all the shit show of bullshit calls that maybe make sense in some weird circumstance, but in this whole line of shit, we're so stupid.
You don't want to shit on the trainers.
I hate playing the fucking Seahawks because it's always crap that like we learn the 77th nuance of every single rule except batting the ball out of the end zone.
Yes. Yeah, it seems like we're never on the good side of the crazy new rule that nobody knew about. Like, and on that play, like you don't want the trainers to just be standing there not going to help the injured guy. But the reason it was on us is because our trainers ran on the fucking field first. Like that's why it was our timeout is before they did. It's just kind of ridiculous. But I guess there has to be a criteria for determining when two players are injured who gets the timeout called. Because the NFL won't let it just be nobody, you know.
So here you go. Like I said, the safety is a good thing. Mark Daly. They got a free kick from the 20 instead of a punt from the end zone. And Seattle still needed 2 touchdowns. Not actually a bad call, not a bad analysis there, right? The outcome wasn't bad. It's just the funkiness of seeing so many nuances to the rules that you never see. And that frustrates me. I'm with you, Ash. Fine. He pulled the ball back on his own, but I've seen running backs do that a million times and get a first down that they wouldn't have otherwise, right? Forward progress is either forward progress or not.
Well, the thing is, that's the rule, though. It's like if the player, it's because he pulled it back in himself. If someone was pushing him,
is another one here.
Yeah, the horse collar. Yeah, Vito brought that up.
When you're in the
except in this one situation, which is the rule.
The Seahawks,
but I guarantee that the player who did it didn't know that he wasn't going to get a penalty for that. You know what I mean? Nobody on that field knew that wasn't going to be a penalty except the refs. You know, and like as they said it, I was like, yeah, I do remember reading that because they basically the reason the horse collar tackle became illegal is because of the damage it was doing to guys' knees who were running at full speed and getting taken down that way. That's why that's the only reason that it's a penalty in the first place is because of what it was doing in that situation and in the situation where the quarterback's just standing there, it's not a dangerous tackle. By any means, it's probably the least painful way a guy can get taken down in that.
Unless the defender falls in your legs, but when he does it, right? But then But I guarantee Jared Goff
way more likely to happen with a hip drop.
I guarantee no one on the field, no Jared Goff pulling that ball back wasn't going to get forward progress too, because it always gets forward progress. So it's just it's the silliness of playing the Seahawks and the stupidity of officiating in the NFL. Traveling man, Carla, Jared Goff, thank you for the donation to St. Jude. A traveling man. I flew to Detroit for my first Lions home game after 30 years as a fan for the Bucks game. Got the stench off my new black St. Jude brown jersey from afar tonight. Thank you for the super chat, traveling man. Appreciate you. Yeah, this is
Yep.
And this is his first super on a live stream. We're getting a lot of the firsts tonight. You'll never forget your first. Traveling man, you'll never.
Well, it's a different time of day. Like we're getting the people who apparently don't work in the morning. So
I got an important meeting
or
first.
They hate their job enough they don't care. Yeah. Yeah.
I've got a big one. Terrion, a lot of talk about Terrion, and we'll talk. I guarantee we're going to get a lot of Terrion talk in the calls. So I want to sit on that a little bit. We're watching and waiting for Mr. Dan Campbell, Superman, who can move in the middle of the night and nobody knows it, to come up on the podium. And when he does, we will be blasting him live, as well as the rest of the player interviews and press conferences that as they drop tonight. Can I just one more time go back to JMO?
Yeah. I love talking about JMO. I was like giddy like a small child when they drafted him. So I would love to go back and talk about how awesome JMO is being right now.
Wow, man. That speed. Look, we've seen it, but I think tonight we really saw the wheels on JMO. When he was high stepping down that sideline and Amon Ra was like, no, go. He's like, don't worry about it, because I can go at any time. Right now, I'm high stepping for 25 fucking yards. 25 yards. I'm high stepping down the last sideline, just stunting on these hoes. Thank you very much, 90s. It was beautiful. It was absolutely fantastic. My guy. And then on the sideline, his demeanor after doing it was this is one of those things you kind of whatever you see, whatever. But I've been here before, right? I expected this attitude that he had that wasn't like, this is a man who's matured. This is a man who has become everything that this coaching staff thought he could and who he wasn't early. I pick so many guys on this team right now that I like, and this is another thing, a Brad Holmes thing, but I can look at Brian Branch, absolutely fantastic. Levi Onwuzurike, his whole story and everything, and pulling him in, fantastic. Jared Goff, his comeback story, you just can't hate it. Ragnow, Sewell, Jamo, what he's become from where he was and how he's kind of matured as a man. Amon-Ra, there's just dude after dude. Laporta, that you can't help. Gibbs, you can't help but like these guys versus some of the guys like CJ, not the same, right? Funny, kind of
Goodbye.
fun. I got a ski mask. That was ugly. I'm gonna throw away the ski mask now. But but these are guys. It's just a different kind of. It's so much in the vein, and this is gonna be weird, but of the culture and the persona of Barry Sanders. The guys that I've done it. I've been there. I'm proud of who I am. I'm confident in who I am. Thank you, Cardio Dance with Carla, for $10 to the St. Jude. But I'm not insane. I'm not over the top. I'm just a professional and apparently a good human being. I absolutely love what this team has done and what Brad Holmes has built with a character here. And I wasn't confident. I'll tell you, 6 years ago, I wasn't confident that we could build a team focusing on character. Oh, we got Dan Campbell here. Let me get Dan Campbell on the screen for us.
Complimentary football, and that's what good teams do. And every game's going to be different, and this is one where really the offense ended up having the big hat, but ultimately defense started us out. It was a big stop to start the game, got it back in the offense's hands, and then situational football before halftime. I thought our defense did a great job, and then the end of the game, man, 2 huge stops. It was great, man. Put points on the board offensively. A number of guys played really well, and I was proud of them.
You can speak to the performance of Jared. 18, almost 300. It was really almost perfect for you, Dan.
Yeah, well, I just gave the game ball to somebody else, so I feel awful right now. Yeah. No, I knew he played a heck of a game. I did not realize he was perfect. I did not know he was literally 18 for 18. But I knew he played really well. You could feel it, and he really found his rhythm early. And I thought he was seeing the field. Played with rhythm. He had to move a little bit in the pocket. I thought what really kickstarted him is he had to kind of move in the pocket, got spun around, and hung with Jamo and hit him on the hook for the first down. It was big, man, because he was rolling after that. But just a number of huge throws. Played with poise. Got us in the right play. It was a heck of a play down in the red zone on the catch. Good throw by Saint. Been working that. So I just thought it was excellent. And credit to Ben Johnson too. I thought he called a heck of a game. It was a good game plan, and really everybody on that offense, stepped up and found a rhythm today.
Who got the game ball?
I gave it to Jamo. And Kirby. There was a number of blocks in this game that Jamo really caught our eye, and then that catch he had was huge. I mean, it was one of the few snaps, if not the only, of cover zero we saw, and that was big. That was a big play.
How important was it for this offense to finally get uncorked and get going, and kind of been limited the first 3 games, but how important is it for you guys to rely on that part of the game?
Yeah, listen, it's good to see, and this is what we've all been. We knew this was coming offensively. Everybody did, and that's why you can't worry about this and that. You can't, start panicking. You can't. Well, you just work, and you clean everything up. And we talked about red zone, and we've the things that have been designed and the work that we put into it from the players, the coaches. That's what you do, and we worked, and it showed. So, we found our rhythm. Every week's going to be different. This was this was a little bit of a track meet, whereas, these first few games have been more of these low scoring. Our defense has been able to, you score 20 points, you're winning, and so every game's different. You find a way to win the one in front of you, and you don't worry about anything else other than the one in front of you.
Another big offensive play, David Montgomery, the catch that he had, that 40-yarder broke up.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. I mean, this guy is unbelievable. He is. I mean, I don't. It's just, I would never not block for that guy ever. Because the play is never over with him. It's just not. It is not over, and he'll keep any play alive. He's a strong runner. He can wheel himself to make things happen, and he's tough. He's relentless. He's resilient. He's everything you want in the back.
Did you get the sense that this could be a track meet? I know your defenses are playing well coming into this one, but it's been high scoring between you guys before.
No, but look. I know this. If I know this, Gino has played really good against us. Like, he plays really good football in general, not just us. But you allow him to get in a rhythm, and you keep the game within a certain amount, man, and he can get you, and he's sneaky that way. He understands. He reads coverages well. He can throw in the pocket. He's mobile enough to scramble. And he played a really good game. He played a really good game. So you don't know entirely what it's going to be like, but you're prepared for whatever that is. And so today it was one of those games.
We've known that Jared's pretty mentally tough, but even still, his stats were down quite a bit coming into this game. What does it do for him or any player really when there's a bar of expectation and you've been a little bit below it, to have a game like this to break out?
Yeah, well, you're going to feel good about a performance like this. But I don't want to speak for Jared, but I would be willing to bet somewhere in there he knew he was going to have a good game. He just did, because I felt like last week was his get back to balance, get back to center. Take what's there, be smart with the football, play fast, play efficient, and before maybe I'm trying to do more than I need to do. I'm starting, and so I felt like after last week, man, this is going to be the week. Like, all right, now he finds that happy balance, and man, he really did. He came alive, but he doesn't get frazzled by stuff like that. He's no different than anybody else. He just goes to work, and he hones in on the details. He puts the work in on Wednesdays and Thursdays and Fridays, and he's meticulous with the game plan, and he doesn't worry about anything else, and he trusts that what he does in practice is going to show up in the games, and it happens that way for him.
He's concerned about the penalties.
Last 10, Jeremy, then Dave.
12 for over 100. A number of those in the back end there, they keep popping up.
Yeah, it's 12's a lot. We had quite a few. Look, I'll have to watch the tape, but I can tell you just about every one of them that I saw, like Carlton. Carlton's battling, man. That's a good receiver he's on, and that guy's a physical receiver, and we need to be physical. And Carlton was physical, and we played ball, man. And I'm not discouraged about that one bit. I'm just not. So there's things we got to clean up. We can't have this many, but the same token, we'll figure out what that is, and we'll keep working one-on-ones. We're going to keep working our craft. And no, we can't survive 12 penalties every game, but I know this. We needed to be physical, and we'll get ourselves through this, and we'll hone in on it. So,
last two up front, Dave.
Yep.
Campbell's forced fumble on Metcalf, the force he had, how key that was.
It was big. We talked about the run game. We talked about explosives, and then the turnover battle on offense and defense was going to be the key to this game. And so really we did that run battle and got the takeaway. It was huge. Got 2 takeaways. That was big. And then ultimately, look, they had some explosives, but we had a ton on offense too. And so that was the story of the game. And and that's what won it. But Jack, that was a heck of a job by Jack. We talked about getting the strips, the knockouts, and then CD picking it up and making something happen. That was a big point in the game.
Brian
Shanahan's sickness, was that residual from concussion?
No, I mean, he passed the protocol. He's been sick, and so we don't know what that is, and it's not worth it. I don't know what it is. I know he's sick, so that's what it was.
Just big picture to have a bye, it seems like it comes at a good time, even though it's early in the season.
Yeah, I think it was good. You don't often feel that way at first when you see it. You'd rather have it end of October, November, but we're banged up a little bit, and so we play pretty physical brand of football. We played some physical opponents these first 4 weeks, and so I do think it's coming at a good time. And look, it's good to get to 3. It's good to get to 3-1 with this bye. We rest up, we heal up, we get fresh again, and then we make a big push.
Thank you guys. We'll have Jared Goff locked on the Thanks.
All right, there you go. Jared Goff coming up. Locker room's open. All the action. Woo! What stuck out to you the most about what Coach had to say?
Yeah, Campbell. That hit, man. You just do not see fumbles forced that way anymore because of all the rule changes that they've made and how you're allowed to hit guys and so on and so forth. And the way he hit him was like a 1989, I don't know if you remember that video, NFL Rocks, that came out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where like, to the sound of Kickstart My Heart, you watched men try to murder each other on a football field.
100%.
That was the greatest video that's ever been put out, man.
Yeah.
But like, you just don't see hits like that anymore. And that's what he did. Like, you don't see fumbles get forced from the ball side of the guy. Like, he just hit him so hard he was not physically capable of holding onto the ball. And when you're wondering why did that guy get drafted in the first round, that is why that guy got drafted in the first round. This is such a big, strong throwback linebacker, man. Like, once he gets the mental side of this game completely down, this is going to be a dynamo because, like, in college, you could see it. He was the best coverage linebacker in college football, not because he ran a 4.3 40. You know what I mean? Because he doesn't. Like, he is not a fast guy, but he is a big guy and he is a smart guy and he's athletic enough, man. And that's all you have to be. Like, everybody gets obsessed with the 40 times when the draft comes around. But how's Quay Walker looking?
Great.
Last week, number 7. I'm blanking on his name, but number 7, same kind of guy. Runs real fast, converted safety. Has no idea what he's supposed to be doing. Did we love Jared Davis running in the wrong direction all the time? Did we love Ernie Sims going in the wrong direction all the time?
They were so fast at doing it.
Yeah, that's the thing. The old school mentality was that you basically wanted to be going 100 miles an hour, even if you were going in the wrong direction. But the second that you got into like then it's beautiful. But the thing is, as soon as the Shanahan zone rushing scheme came into existence, that mindset needed to leave the NFL immediately, because if you take one step in the wrong direction against that style of run scheme, it's a touchdown.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Campbell does not do that.
So here we go. Chris Lawton. Not going to lie, guys. Sometimes Coach Campbell's press conferences make me emotional. I am not going to disagree. I feel it. Coach Campbell, I ride his emotions. He pulls me along. That's a big one. Elmout's here so I don't get fined. Another monkey off our backs. Forward down the field, mother truckers. I'm losing my mind. QMQ. Hey, thank you, sir, or ma'am, for the super chat. Appreciate that. Help us keep doing what we're doing. Metcalf isn't physically unable to do many things other than take back shots from 44. How did Brandon Joseph do? We'll get to that. Let's get to that now. Talk about Brandon Joseph really quick.
All right. What I saw, honestly, was him covering for a lot of other guys. Like, he was being a safety. Exactly what you want the safety to do. When everything else goes to shit, Brandon Joseph was there to make the tackle, or he made the tackle when it was his guy. He had the second most tackles on the team today.
Can I give him a backfield recognition like a DJ Reader up front? Same kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, is that completely different positions, but the same kind of role?
Yeah.
I'm going to eat up all kinds of people
100%.
and do my job so that other people can fucking look really good doing theirs.
Was never in a position where he was the guy solely responsible for like covering a Jackson Smith and Jigba, because that would have been a huge loss for the team. You know, it's they couldn't do the same stuff with him they did with Brian Branch, so they used him like a safety that isn't your best safety. And he responded. He did the job. Like I was like, did Kirby change numbers at one point? Because I hadn't looked at who was actually playing for Branch up before the game started. So it took me until the end of the first quarter to be like, what is, like, do they get to use different numbers when they wear the blacks? and like when you're noticing a guy and you're like, is he this really good player? That's probably a good sign that he's doing his job well. You know, like he didn't light the world on fire, but I am significantly less concerned now if Branch does miss a couple weeks.
Team we play, and they're going to see that, and it's going to strike even more fear. So he's a stud, and we're lucky to have him.
To me, do you have the most passes without an incompletion in NFL history?
Say that again.
Most passes without an incompletion in NFL history.
He did that on purpose.
Awesome. Yeah, really cool. It's a cool thing to have, I guess, but I'm happy we got the win.
You made him say it twice.
Yeah.
It seemed like a good time right now.
You know, I almost wish we had a game tomorrow. Now, you know, you wish we could just keep playing, but it's always good timing. It's always good to get some rest, get some of these guys back, give us a week off, and come back ready to go for Dallas.
You have a pretty iconic Monday night performance in your history in that Rams-Chiefs game. Does this one kind of rank up there with offensive performance?
Yeah, probably. Once I learned that it wasn't any incompletions, but it was just I was just trying to make the right play on every snap. It wasn't like we were throwing it way down the field, or I was just able to find the open guy. I had a few checkdowns that popped for some big gains, and I thought the O-line was really incredible today. They really were. They gave me the time back there to kind of have a few pocket scrambles where I'm just kind of moving around and finding the guy. It was good by them.
I know you're generally kind of a headed person no matter the situation, but do you get a little bit more amped up on Monday nights?
Yes. Monday night, Sunday night, Thursday night, America Game of the Week, all those, they're fun.
Did you, the first three games, offense was down, your stats were down. Did you ever have any sort of like what's going on moments, and when is this going to get uncorked, get going, or were you pretty confident that it might have been this week?
I was confident it would happen. I was very confident it would happen. You don't know when it's going to happen or when it's going to kind of open up like it did tonight for us, but I thought that first half last week was indicative of who we are, and be able to draw on that for us this week was important. And we stumbled in that second half. We talked about it last week, but to be able to have a full game that felt like that's what you want.
Campbell came in and talked a little.
Say what?
When Campbell came in and talked to us, he didn't know that you were 18 for 18.
Yeah.
And he said he felt kind of bad that he didn't give you game balls.
Oh, that's okay.
Some way you can appeal for one retroactively.
We'll see. Yeah, maybe he'll make it up, but that's okay. I've got, I'm just happy we got the win.
That David Montgomery run after the catch kind of set the
pretty big, yeah.
Fire. What did it do for the sideline in the huddle? Right
yeah, it was awesome. You find a better back than those two guys in the league right now. I can't name one. They're playing their tail off, and David in particular on that play, being able to check it down to him, and he gets, I think it was like a 30 or 40 yard gain or something like that. It's pretty special.
What does the hook and ladder last week, the fully special today?
The what?
The what?
Special, the touchdown catch that you
we called it Alcatraz.
Alcatraz.
Yeah, it's not the Philly special. It came from here.
Lions did it before that season.
Fuck the Phillies and the Philly special.
Yeah, it's always, we have
Jared,
these plays in the game plan a lot, and they don't always just come up. It has to be the right scenario for them, and the hook and ladder was the perfect scenario for it, and so was the Alcatraz tonight. And when they get called, you get a little excited in the huddle, but you got to get the right look for it, and we did. So yeah, it's fun.
Is there any special reason it's called Alcatraz?
I don't know. Ben called it. It's been called Alcatraz for 2 or 3 years now, and I guess I've never asked him why.
Fucking Philly.
There probably is a reason.
It's like a cheesesteak down your throat.
Yeah, there probably is a reason. I probably should know it. I just don't know.
Thank you, guys.
All right, to be called jailbreak. Alcatraz.
Yeah.
On David Montgomery for a second here. There's a stat that I talk about all the time that like literally no other person talks about, and I don't understand why, because it makes me think they just don't understand how running back play works, because it's literally all that matters. It's their success percentage. Like when you have, first and 10, do you get 4 yards? If there's 6 yards to go, do you get 4? Do you get more than halfway basically on any given running play? And going into this game, David Montgomery had a 62.7% success percentage. And like 50 is good.
Yeah.
50 is good. Like his last year, his best season that he's ever had, his amazing season, he was a 54.8. You know what I mean? Like it's so like 62 is insane. Just that he's doing the harder job and crushing it this year.
Let's just talk about crushing really quick, because on that big run, right, Witherspoon comes in with the crown of his helmet and gets like Witherspoon's lucky. Witherspoon's lucky he didn't have a serious neck injury, because he tackled like an asshole on that one, and he got put down. Monty bounces off, and he rattled off yards. Like, he didn't look like Gibbs, but his track and his run was like Gibbs, if you know what I'm saying, right? My guy just... I don't want to say bowling ball, because it wasn't like the up the middle. He just fucked everything up in his way and pummeled people down that field. That was such a fantastic run from Montgomery. That was just so, I don't give a fuck who you are. You are not stopping me. I am running over you, and I am going to get all the frickin' yards. That's all that happened right there. And it was fantastic. It was so fantastic. And then you could see Gibbs, just greasy Gibbs. You know what I mean? Someone was like, Gibby, can't you see? And I was like, all your runs, they hypnotized me on the old Twitter. But he was greasy, man. They could not stop him. He looked so good. Even between the tackles, it wasn't just like the brutish run. It was just like...
When he... But when at the end of the run, he needed to channel his inner David Montgomery, he did. You know, like that's he was doing the oh god, why am I blanking on the greatest running back in the history of the world that isn't Barry Sanders? Chicago Bears. Man of the year. Walter Payton. You would get there eventually. It's a late night. He always said, you know, like, I'm not the biggest guy, I'm not the strongest guy, but at the end of that run, somebody is taking a hit. And it's not going to be me. You know what I mean? And Gibbs was doing that today. Like, he was just making sure that the guy who took the impact at the end of those runs was on the other team. That's all you can really ask from a guy, you know, because when he gets the ball and he gets just the smallest crease, you know, like every time he crosses the line of scrimmage, I think it's going to be a touchdown. He's just so good.
Really quick, we got a what is it, a chat or in the comments, or what is it? I don't know, whatever, the live chat. We got a chat here from
these nuts.
He said we either let Arnold struggle or BR. Tell you what, let's get into the calls right now. The calls have been flying. The phone's been ringing off the hook. Let's get one in here, and I know they're going to float in. Hey, caller, what's your name? How much have you had to drink, and how damn good is it to win on Monday Night Football?
Oh, it's a great feeling tonight. I tell you what, it's can't complain whatsoever.
What's your name, man?
You could.
What do you
cut you off.
What's your name? What do you got for us, brother?
Yeah, my name is Devin. Come from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Feel great about the win tonight, even though the refs really tried to screw us over.
They did.
Felt like
they did. It definitely felt like it. What do you think? What do you think the Lions got for after the bye week? We're facing the Cowboys. Do you think they have the juice to keep it going?
Oh, I think we have. I think we can definitely keep it going. I mean, Lions. I feel like we have all the talent in the world. We just haven't been able to really fulfill that potential just yet. But our defense is catching up. We got a few bad breaks. Offense is getting going. Goff is showing his rhythm. He needs to get going a little bit more downfield. I feel like he's kind of dinking dunking a little bit too much, for my opinion. But I'm hoping he really expands the field. You know, with Jahmyr and Laporta and some of the guys we have going on the team right now. So
appreciate it, man. Yeah, 42 points of dinking and dunking isn't so bad, though.
Yep.
Not at all. And these Seahawks, I'll tell you, they've been a thorn in my side for a while as a Lions fan. So
yeah.
I really think
2012.
Man, tonight was a great night. I'm not complaining whatsoever. Tonight was a great night for the team.
Yeah, definitely going to bed with Wood tonight. Love the D. Hutch finished with 10 pressures. Didn't get the sack, but I think that had a lot to do with how these Lions progressed through the evening. All right, Colin, we're going to go. There's like 100 calls coming in. I appreciate you calling, man. Thank you for listening.
All right. If I could say one thing really quick, I want to shout out my boy, Sully. He's going through it tonight with a little bit of a procedure he had done with some balls. Oof. Inside joke there. Yeah. But he set me on to you guys, and I love you so much. Oh. And Sully, wish you well. Good luck, and let's go fucking Lions.
Sully, don't swell too big. You're going to make us all look bad.
Love you, Sully. Yep. Don't get too excited.
Thank you.
The new guy who in the middle of a hockey game right after that surgery got up and jumped and they turned black. You do not want to be that guy. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, after these uniforms, I've heard once you go black, you never go back, my friend. Hey, caller, what's your name? How much have you had to drink? And how does it feel to be a winner on Monday night?
Hey, my name is Jake. I've actually had nothing to drink so far tonight.
I was thinking we're on the caffeine-free Diet Cokes here.
Yes, sir. It feels great to win, to be honest.
Yeah. That was. I will not disagree.
100%.
100%. I am calling to show my support to Terry and Arnold. I know he's been a little bit handsy, but the man has been everywhere he needs to be.
100%.
And he just needs to.
Yep.
Maybe they need to throw some oven mitts on him, in practice.
Yeah, I think that'll happen. I think it's going to happen naturally, though. Taking those penalties as a rookie, I think it's one of those things that's going to be. It's just gonna come with time, and I don't think a whole lot is gonna hold him back. And with the rest of the team supporting him, I think you're gonna see a lot of really strong play, and I think you're gonna see a lot of growth out of him. Hey, caller, what's your name? How much have you had to drink thus far?
Yo, man, it's Island Ritz, and I've had a few.
Island Ritz.
All right.
Okay, we're there. How you doing? How did you survive the storm surge?
Oh, the storm surge is all right. I'd like to give a shout out to my brother in from the north there, Ash. God love you.
Oh,
I felt a
usually
little bit of that.
Most of the time.
Oh, so I assume it's you're dialing in straight from the Canadian North, eh?
Oh, the Canadian North over on the East Coast, down the island of the East Coast.
The Long Island of the East Coast? Or this isn't Newfoundland?
No. Oh, it's pretty close to Newfoundland, way out east. Anyway.
Okay.
Man.
Let me get my screech. Hold on. Go ahead.
Terrion Arnold is in position every play, man. He's doing everything he can. But I want to talk about Monty.
You talk to me, baby.
Yeah, talk about Monty.
I'm almost there already.
That 2-yard pass. 2-yard pass to Monty. He just bulldozes Witherspoon and goes for 40. That was the play that opened everything up. That was just beautiful. Beautiful.
100%.
So much from so many players. Leonard Hollerbach says Goff's stat passer rating is 155.8. Mahomes' best in a game is only 154.8. Fantastic.
Jared's balling.
Jared Goff's better than Patrick Holmes. Confirmed.
Anyway, boys, it's late. I'll let you guys go and try to finish off early.
All right, brother.
Have a good one, boys.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. All right. There
Favorite Canadian that's not me right there.
Well, I like a lot of Canadians, but you're pretty high up there, Ash. Hey, caller, what's your name? How much have you had to drink? And what's it feel like to be a winner on Monday night?
Hey, what's going on, boys? It's Joe from Grand Haven.
I guess you're not going to know. It's lost. We'll try it again. Let's see. Hey, caller, what's your name? How's it feel to be a winner on Monday night?
Name's John from down in Texas, and it feels so good to end that streak losing to the fucking Rain City bitch pigeons.
I love it. From Canada to Texas, and the bitch pigeons have been sunk. What a game.
I gotta give props to Kirby Joseph with that. Kirby sucking in balls like my baby mama.
Yeah, I'll say she does. But sorry, Ash, I had to go for it. That's
It's fine.
That's not so bad, right? That's not so bad. He's out there. What is it? 3 on the year now? 3, 4?
3 on the year.
Yeah. Oof.
In 4 weeks.
That's good news. I kind of feel like he's been doing so good at that he's going to get one next week, and it's the bye week.
Haven't lost a game when he gets one.
That's right. He's going to lose one next week. Stats are good in Kirby's favor. Oh, man. Yep. So what was your favorite part about the game today beyond Mr. Joseph sucking up another ball?
It's got to be, what do they call it? Alcatraz?
Yeah. That was so fun.
Wide receiver 1 Goff.
How about that, though? Like the legs on him for that play, like the speed. I like laugh all you want, Ash. My man had some moves. He was speed. We saw all of that 4.8 40 out of him. And and I can't understand. I can't understate the quality of the pass from Amon-Ra. It was that pass, the spiral on that ball may be better than about 95% of Goff's throws. It was fantastic.
Goff does throw some ducks.
He got out there. Oh, he got open. I mean, extend him again.
Extend him again. If that's what it takes, get the extends. Let's go. All right, caller, we're going to rock and roll. We got a bunch of people to bet last year. All right, thank you. Love you, man. Oh, man, I feel bad. I mean, the joke about his baby mama, and it really kind of shut him down a little. I shouldn't do that. That's not a nice thing to do. Hey, caller, what's
I'm
your
the
name?
one who insults our fans, Chris.
It's not like me. Hey, caller,
my job here.
How much have you had to drink, and what does it feel like to be a Monday night superstar?
You talking to me?
You talking to me?
Oh, what up, Chris?
How you doing?
Thanks. Good.
Oh, buddy.
I'm happy we got the W, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
what can we do for you, my friend?
So I'm happy we got the win, but I'll tell you what, we need to worry about the Vikings. The Vikings and Sam Darnold look legit, man. Like, I can already see the playoffs shaping up. I don't know, man, because, like, dude, that offense they got is legit, and their defense is legit. Like, they should have been a playoff team last year, but with Kirk Cousins getting hurt and whatnot, they got some good draft picks, and there's some serious competition, man. They got the game ahead of us and whatnot. Ugh. You know, but I'm glad we couldn't have gone to 2-2 because that would have been some bullshit, and we couldn't. I don't know. It would put us in a tight spot. I'm glad we got the W. We can win. We can get the recovery here with the bye week. You know, but yeah, there's still a tough schedule ahead of us. I mean, we got the Texans still. They're legit. The Bears, their defense is legit. We're gonna have to play the Vikings twice, obviously. I mean, we're still got some division games and whatnot. I don't know. It's still a tough road, but like, I'm glad they got the W. They got the monkey off the back. They looked good. That offense was good. But I'll tell you what, in the fourth quarter there, when they were trying to run the clock out and they went 3 and out, like, they need to be more aggressive instead of trying to run the clock out. They need to throw the ball. But it seemed like later in the quarter, they were still they were more aggressive. Like, they learned their lesson from that, because that 3 and out really hurt them, because their defense was on the field the whole second half, and that's probably why Geno Smith got 450 yards. You know, like, that's crazy, man. Like, that's a lot of yards.
I'll take a look at, like, if I look at the Vikings, they're a good team. I don't think they're great. They beat the Giants, which are not a fantastic team. They beat the Niners barely, which is a good team. They beat the Texans, which I think are maybe riding some coattails from last year's team, because they don't look good this year. They don't look very good at all. They have some talent in key places, but they don't have a complete team. And then they beat the Packers, and they did that in Green Bay, which is something to say. But Jordan Love was playing, his
second
second leg was he was trying to use his dong as his second leg, and Jordan Love can't do that. So he
it's not that big.
He was limping pretty hard.
You don't think they have a complete team? I mean, they're getting Hawkinson back in like 4 or 5 weeks, 6 weeks, maybe, man. But
That doesn't
they
lead
got
to winning.
Jordan Addison and Jefferson. Dude, they got the dude Darnold. Now that he's got a lot of receivers, he looks like, dude, he could be that guy. Like
I'm gonna call it right now.
After this year,
after our game with the Vikings, they will have more losses than we do. That is my genuine, honest belief going into the It's Sam Darnold is not this guy. He just isn't. He has never been. He wasn't this guy in college. It's going to regress to the mean. I absolutely guarantee you that it will, and I suspect it's going to happen against us. And I genuinely believe they will have more losses than us going after that game.
I really didn't see him beating the Texans or the Packers or the Niners. I was taking a bet with my cousin. I was like, yo, I'll tell you what, they'll take the bet, double or nothing every week. And he was like, oh, I don't want to do that. Because I was going to be like, they lose every week until, I don't know, they play Carolina or something. And he was like, no, I don't want to do that. But, dude, I thought they were going to lose the last 3 games, and they came up with the W somehow.
Yeah, I'm not worried about the Vikings long term, and there's a couple of reasons. Yeah, they're a good team. I don't think they're great, and I think that they have a knack for just failing and just trailing as the year goes on. I think people are going to figure out what they have, and I'm not. Yeah, here we go. Ross Slaniff, Brian Flores' new look defense is on tape now. Goff and Ben Johnson will solve it. Yeah, I'm not super worried that they're going to keep doing what they're doing to other teams. So we'll breathe. And we've got, the thing is, they may even have a good team, but we've got a better team. Remember, the teams we're playing are all first place teams. Don't forget the strength of schedule situation that the Lions are facing this year that they don't normally face. They beat the Seahawks, right? They beat some good teams out here, and they beat teams that were good last year, and they will continue to do that. And it's a harder slog when you're sitting in the chair that the Lions are sitting in this year than you're sitting in the Vikings chair. And we've done that as Lions fans. We've been number 2, 3 in the division, and suddenly had this sense that, hey, look what we did. Oh wow, we're really on the up and come. But when you play a good team, what happens? You lose. You get stomped. It was one of the things that Jim Caldwell dealt with really, really hard. He couldn't beat a team over 500. So we'll see.
Hey, was that Jim Caldwell, or was that Matthew Stafford? Because I honestly believe that Jared Goff, he's got that killer mentality, like Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan or Tom Brady. I think Matthew Stafford, he just, when it came down to it, he just didn't have that way to will it to victory and lead men to victory. You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, he was put in a situation in Los Angeles where he was on a superstar team and they won the Super Bowl. But dude, they're 1-3 now. I mean,
they had a tough schedule.
Stafford,
they got a tough schedule.
Hey, here's another question: If Jared Goff wins the Super Bowl, do they retire Matthew Stafford's number in Detroit?
Not that year.
Is that a possibility?
Not that year.
No,
they can't because JMO's using it. So maybe when JMO retires, they'll retire tonight. But it can't happen till then.
Hey, what about that play with the Waymo where he went 61, 70 for that freaking long TD? Man, that was oh.
All right, man. We're gonna let you go. We got a million other calls to go, and I got early meetings, so we got to get through all these. All right.
Yep.
We'll talk to you, brother. All right. Let's see. Let's get another one lined up here. Good chat in here from comment from Mark Daly. And if you're calling in, make sure to turn down your volume so we don't hear you in the back end. Not sure Kevin O'Connell is a certified quarterback whisperer. I remember some guy going on last year about how well they did with Josh Dobbs at QB, some surly Canadian. Here's the thing about O'Connell, and he said something really, really, really smart. I'm gonna butcher the quote, but it was basically about quarterbacks not necessarily being as bad as they look, but the coaches around them being the failure of those quarterbacks. And I think you see it in a couple of different cases of these guys who could have been good quarterbacks that weren't, and then they suddenly show up in a situation that fits them, and there's something. I look around and I think more and more there's probably 32 quarterbacks in this league that could win a Super Bowl right now in the right situation. But man, it takes a lot to get in the right situation. Hey, caller. What's your name and how much have you had to drink? And what does it feel like to be a superstar on Monday night?
It's Joe from Grand Haven calling back. For starters, there's probably 64 quarterbacks that in the right situation could definitely win a Super Bowl.
Why is everyone arguing with me? Why is everyone fucking arguing with me? He's just stretching what I said. Even okay.
Whatever
Fine,
you
Joe.
say
Go,
is
Joe.
wrong.
Go ahead, Joe.
I mean, you're talking about a Tom Brady drafted in the 6th round, right?
Yeah.
That wins 7 Super Bowls. So, I mean, in terms
Purdy.
of, Brock Purdy getting to the Super Bowl. I mean, it's just the right situation. And Jared Goff's in the right situation right now. He's a team first quarterback, and you're looking at the product of having Ben Johnson. And you're obviously seeing the benefits. I mean, 18 for 18, record. But yeah, no. How much have I had to drink tonight? A growler of El Dancarino from Oddside, which is right down the street from me. Nice. Thank you. I can walk there. But yeah, I called after the first game about JMO after he possibly, the injury scare, and now it's just like, is he the biggest X factor in the league?
Ash?
I don't know about the biggest, but he's a big one.
He's like a 10
if I can go
Modified.
on, if I can go on, it's
Please do.
it's just he's not the focal point of any defensive game plan, but he essentially kind of is because of what he can do going over the top. So it's
you have to deal with him. He's not a
for it on every single play.
Yeah, he's not a John Ross where you don't care that he's fast. There's
right,
no.
He couldn't do anything. Right.
Yeah, exactly. He was going to get somewhere that didn't matter super quick. But I mean, I can show you 5 plays a game where JMO still does the wrong thing. You know what I mean? It's if you just watch all of his patterns, like the deep shot last week, the reason that one wasn't a touchdown was because Jamison Williams decided to turn after Jared Goff threw the ball. He was just streaking between 2 safeties, and he cut for no reason. And the reason you could say it's no reason is because the quarterback doesn't throw it there if that's not where it's supposed to go. That's when there's a miscommunication between wide receiver and quarterback. Wide receiver's wrong 99% of the time. And that's the thing with him is he's on pace for almost 1,200 yards and 8 touchdowns this year, and there's still so much he could fix. It's insane.
It's all upside.
What's going on with this guy?
All upside.
Yeah. Last week, he had an opportunity where you could make that catch where you do the beautiful toe tap and you get your 2 feet in because you laid out for the ball, but he didn't do that. He stepped out of bounds as he was catching the ball, and there's so many little things, but it's so much better than it was last year. Because last year there'd be 5 plays a game where you could find something you liked. Yeah. You know what I mean? And this year there's 5 where you could find something that he didn't just kill it. And his blocking, Dan Campbell keeps bringing up. That's the thing he keeps bringing up with him because that's an effort thing, man. All of these guys are good enough to do it. They're good enough athletes. They're strong enough guys that they can get that job done if they're willing to put in the effort to get it done. And that's why it's just nice to see from that guy,
All right. Caller.
Right.
Most of you guys
Go
don't.
ahead.
Yeah, go. I'm going to let you run because we got people lining up to get on. Okay.
All right. Have a good night, boys.
All right. Love you, brother. Thank you for calling.
I got to stop talking so much.
All right. Love you too. Talk soon.
All right.
Be
Cool.
well.
Cool. Yeah. No, Ash, you're doing fine. You look. You're doing beautiful. Let me talk Let me talk for Flounder. Flounder says, "Hey, Chris and Ash. Name's Flounder. I've had like 4 beers. What did you think of him showing us the Seahawks doll where he touches Kristen Goff?" Flounder. God, all right.
I have no thoughts on this matter, as someday I will again be contractually obligated to not talk about things like this.
Do not talk about those things. All right. We're going to get a new caller in here. Caller. It's noisy back there. Hey, how you doing? What's your name and how much have you had to drink so far?
Oh, hey, my name is Kristen.
Hi, Kristen. Kristen Harper?
I've had a couple drinks.
Okay. Is this Kristen Harper?
What can we do for
It's
you?
not Kristen Harper,
Okay,
but it's
okay.
Kristen last initial is K.
Okay. Kristen K. KK. How you doing
so
tonight?
This is so funny. I'm doing well. I've called you guys for like 10 times in a row, and now I don't even know what you guys are talking about.
We're talking about whatever you want
Anyways.
to talk about, Kristen. It's okay.
Yeah.
I am annoyed that, A, why is everyone giving shit to Stafford? He did his best. This was Megatron Day yesterday. Why can't we just appreciate what they gave us?
Okay. Hey, can you turn it down a little bit in the background? Because you got this big echo going on. It's confusing our listeners.
Oh, man.
See? There you go.
It's probably from the TV.
Yeah, there you go.
So no, it's frustrating, but like also like fuck yeah to our current players. But this, I don't know why we can't support our prior players and whatnot and what they did to us for us. Why we gotta be hating on
Yeah, okay, that's fair. I can.
Well, it's like any relationship. Stafford was my girl until he dumped me, and now he can go fuck himself.
Right, we all.
That's basically what it comes down to.
Megatron. It's Megatron Day as of yesterday, a couple hours ago.
Kristen, are you married right now?
No, I'm not.
Okay, are you seeing somebody?
I'm not.
Oh wow. Okay.
Where are we going with this, Chris?
Well, this isn't going to work now, right?
Both of us got one of these, man. What are you doing right now?
So, how do you?
No, I just like to watch the game.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I'm not proposing, but the thing is how do you tell your current lover that you still love the person you used to be with? And I think that's kind of it, right? The last person left you. They said, I want to leave because I don't like it here with you. And then they left. And now you have somebody new. And it's hard to tell the new person that you still love the old person because that's not going to help things today. That's not going to make your current relationship move forward.
I think it's easy as a normal, mature relationship that you can still respect and even love your prior person you were with and continue to move forward.
I think the respect is fair.
Tell me that you don't have someone in your prior life that you don't love and respect as a person that you previously dated.
I don't even love and respect myself in any of my prior life. So
I throw Molotov cocktails over my shoulder as I leave every relationship.
That's a totally different subject that we need to deal with, and I'm not a therapist. But
Fair enough. I'm not saying I'm right.
I think that most people probably have an ex that we can say, hey, you know what? That was a good person. It wasn't the right time in our life, but they were okay. And they tried their best.
So that, I think, in a vacuum, you're right. I think that's fine, and we can do that. But unfortunately, you don't face that person in the playoffs.
Well.
And that new person, right? Kristen, you're trying so hard. This is fun.
I didn't know it was going to get so weird right now.
we've gone to a place that nobody expected. Nobody having this conversation expected to have this conversation.
We went from
It's a beautiful thing. I'm digging the uncomfortability
like,
here.
please tell me, what's going on in your relationship life? That's where
I'm
we're
good.
heading to
I'm really good. It's really good.
I am too.
Yeah, there you go. See, I knew it. You weren't honest.
I respect the prior relationships. And
Not
that's
too
what
loudly.
matters. And full story short, we should respect where we came from, the people who are here, who gave their best to the game, and I don't think we should be talking shit about them.
Okay.
But also, Daddy Campbell is my life.
There you go. All right. Thank you. There's people all over the chat. They want to party with you, Kristen. You knew that was coming, right?
Oh my God. No, I didn't.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
no.
The chat's all over it.
It seems weird now. Okay.
I told you. All right. Kristen, thank you for calling.
Thanks. This is weird.
Much
now.
appreciated.
Right.
Awesome. Have a good one. Thank you.
Have a great night.
We'll talk to you next win, okay? Ciao.
No lines.
All right, there we go. That may be the Frank the Tank call of the night. Hey, caller, how you doing? What's your name? And how's it feel to be a Monday night champion?
I'm Jim, and I feel great.
Jim, do you need some relationship talk?
Yeah. No, I do not, but I love her talk. I do want to say, I
Jim, here's the thing. I have to jump in.
Okay.
I like that you don't want to do relationship talk, but I'm certain you're going to talk about the D, and I'm okay with that.
Okay. Well, here, let me just say something.
Back to where we're coming from.
I am kind of fucking around with a married girl, but what? We won't talk about that.
We've all done that at one time or another, whether we knew it or not while it was happening. You know what I mean? Like, realistically, if you get your body count up to a certain point, there's going to be a few ones on there where you're like, was that moral? Like, was that a good choice that I made? And there's going to be somewhere you say no.
It happens. It happens.
And as long as it's not something gross, you're all good. Go ahead.
Hey, I picked you guys up this year. Appreciate you guys what you do. We're in Denver. We have an awesome Detroit bar here in Denver called Candlelight Tavern, and we get after it. I think we've had 12 pitchers, a couple line shots. But I just wanted to say, Jared Goff, perfect game, and I'm sure you guys have already talked about it. What a fucking amazing stat. We all got to experience that. But we got over the hump on the Seattle Seahawks. And I think we're good. We're good on the bye. We're gonna get it back. I think Glasgow center was great. I was worried about the center, and we're good. I think we're heading in the right direction. Side note: Minnesota 4-0. What the hell is going on?
Nobody believes
it. Are we in the
it.
Matrix?
Yeah, nobody believes it.
Fugazi.
Fugazi. That's right. I love y'all. Thank y'all. Thank you for doing what you do.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you picking us up this year. Thank you so much for listening in, man.
Yeah, of course. Oh yeah, that's great.
All
Appreciate
right.
it.
Love you,
y'all.
man. Love you too. All right, there we go.
Sorry he came in on the downslope.
But he did help us clean up after Kristen, so that was nice.
Yes, 100%. That was a great palate cleanser.
Hey, caller, what's your name? How much have you had to drink? And what's it like to be a Monday night champion in your world?
I'm Austin Damon. I've had one beer.
Nice.
That you were drinking, you inspired me. And then, it feels great.
Awesome. What's your thoughts, man? How are you thinking about tonight's game?
Game went well, man. Offense looked great. Defense has been looking great. Still looks great. You knew it was going to be a battle in Seattle. Seattle played us tough, man. They sure did. I mean, that score is probably not as indicative as that game was. That game was tight. We just got all the plays to go our way,
Yeah.
Turnovers and such.
How about that, though? I mean, rarely. So there's all kinds of silliness that happened with the refs this game. Again, so many rules that are like nuances of like 0.33258 of the rule book, like so deep that pulled out, and the refs were able to magically go that deep into the rule book without a problem. But when you bat a ball out of the end zone, they have no fucking idea what the fuck is going on with the NFL rule book. It's always weird with the Seahawks. It is always weird, but we're able to pull it out. I'm not gonna like it's. I guess it's PTSD, Ash. I think that might be what it is. Like that's affecting me when I play this team in particular. I'm so hyper focused on every single call, but again, it felt like there was a little bit of just stupidity out there, just silly fuckeration.
You know, as a Lions fan, you thought you knew every single rule in the rule book, but they still keep coming up with some.
Yeah, they invent them every freaking Sunday when we play certain teams. We got Green Bay coming up twice. There's going to be 2 more rules we didn't know about.
It's going to be fun. Yeah. Got to get the anointed one his wins back, right? Next Hall of Fame quarterback.
Go ahead, Austin.
I loved you guys' stuff. Been listening for a while. Haven't really called in. And I wanted to say thanks to you guys as well.
Oh, thank you.
Ash, you're probably one of my favorite personalities in sports right now. Like, as
People
least in the Detroit.
Love or hate what I do. One of the two.
Yeah, it's weird. I can understand it, but it's weird. Probably not the only guy who has that around.
The reality is,
you taught me.
Is there's no one like Ash, and that's what I love, is that Ash is one of one, and you love him or you don't, and the people that love him are just passion freaks. They're passionate about it. Go ahead, bro.
He just taught me a new way to like look at football, how to look at football, the way you look at football, and just learned a lot from listening to him. And then Chris, you taught me a lot about just like life in general. Just like listening to you over the years, it's been refreshing.
I'm generally a lesson
guys.
On what not to do, brother. A cautionary tale.
No, your jokes are funny. Don't stop.
The problem is they're all dick jokes, right? It's like I came for the football and I hang with the dick jokes. That's about all. That's all
is it a problem or is it a solution?
All right, guys.
Like at this point, if people are tuning in, that's what they're tuning in for. You know what I mean? Like it's not on you if someone gets offended by a joke that's told on the show at this point.
True that.
We're there with Kristen on relationship advice. She's going to call back and curse us the hell out when she realizes what happens.
That was a good one.
That's fine. Yep. That was one of those ones where as soon as I said that, I was like, this was not, why did I do that?
Like, she was not playing along at all with I was trying to come up with an analogy, and it was like, nope, brick wall. Now it's awkward. Well,
all good. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, because like, honestly, if we take someone somewhere they don't want to go, I want them to do that. Let's get weird. Let's get awkward.
I'm going to drag him into the deep end.
I would have, if I wasn't married and had a wife that listened because I might have wrecked things there. The psychological game is my favorite game. All right, Austin, thank you for calling. We're gonna grab some more callers here. Appreciate you though. Thanks for the kind words, man. Appreciate you listening in. All right, there we go. Woo! It's always fun after a win. Hey, caller, what's your name? How much you have to drink? And I would call you a Monday Night Champion.
Darkness, my old friend.
Oh, wait. There we go. There we go.
I'm okay.
There we go.
Wife is 4 Yingling deep, and she is out.
Oh, yeah? Why are you calling us?
Oh, yeah. Dude, listen, you know that feeling of excitement that you can never get, like a Lions victory, where you just can't stop having dirty thoughts about the D. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I can't stop thinking about.
I love this D so much.
David
I'm
Montgomery.
dropping new theme music for the day this week. That's how much I love this.
Dude, what I want to know is, what did Monty do in Arizona this offseason? Because I need that.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's the hymns. He was hard rocking it. And Devin Witherspoon is like, I think he's still contemplating the Tweety Bird swimming around his head and the life choices of trying to hit someone with the crown of your helmet, because that smack that he took put him down like a freaking horse with a broken leg. It was Glue Factory City for that man on that shot. It was crazy.
I mean, good on him for getting up. I don't know how he got up.
It was. I've
I
seen it in the MMA.
Down in the crust of the earth after that hit.
I've seen it in the MMA where people are out on their feet. I generally believe Witherspoon was probably out on his feet on that one and just reacting like the fighters are like, I'm in a fight, I don't know. And the next day they don't recall like a round. You know what I mean? I have a feeling that's where he was at.
Also, I can't believe Kristen Kay just put herself out there, man. She is she's a trooper. This is the internet's not the place to go on a drunken tirade. Just rough life.
Yeah.
Rough life out there.
Yeah.
But on a serious note, like when she was talking about Stafford, what really bothers me, I think, about the Stafford situation is I'm pretty sure all of Detroit was behind him when they were in the Super Bowl, and I just feel like in the last couple of years, he's just been salty. And you know what I think part of it is Super Bowl or not, you can't replace the love that Detroit fans show you as a player. Like, the LA football scene is so disastrous to be like, I mean, to be in that, like, they can't fill their own stadiums. Every home game's basically an away game. I mean, I guess I'd be salty too if I left, where we're at
for that.
I mean, Super Bowl or not, but
I'll tell you,
I think ultimately,
I think Lions fans got the closure with the Ram. The Lions fans that were Stafford fans got closure with the Rams Super Bowl victory, and it was like, okay, we can move on now. We're in a good spot. And then Stafford's wife started piping.
Shut up.
Kelly started piping and doing the jabby stuff, and people was like, no, this is the part where you shut up. This is the part where we're all happy. Don't wreck that. And then it was like, no, me, and it was like, oh god, and that hate. I think that dislike, I'll say, rather than hate, just bled from her onto him, and it showed up with the booze and the whole thing. She misplayed their hand worse. Like, to come to Detroit in a playoff game and expect to be the belle of the ball and treated like a princess and all the dumb shit. It was, and then this last time she like, I'm not coming, and then she was going to come and expected a different kind of reaction. It's like, no, stay away. You asked to leave.
Booed his kids again.
Yeah, when she said she wasn't coming, I was buying a plane ticket to LA to go there to boo the kids there because they weren't going to be in Detroit for the game. It was just like, go away and shut up. Everybody, we had closure, and then you took this and you made a scab, and then you pulled the scab off. That's the problem. Just shut up and let it go. Matthew is a guy that had she not been in the mix, I think it all would have been fine. I think it would have been fine.
Yeah, unfortunately, Kelly Stafford is the worst influence, I think, on the face of the earth, and I just know this because, unfortunately, my wife's name is also Kelly, and
she's the sweetest Kelly we've ever known, though, right?
Oh yes, thank you.
When she's awake,
I'll make sure to play this for her, but I can tell you that one podcast that Kelly Stafford went on to talk about how she slept with Matt Stafford, or dated Matt Stafford's backup at Georgia. When I told Kelly about that, my wife, Kelly, obviously, she was like, you couldn't waterboard that information out of me. Like, I don't know what she did going on a public podcast saying this kind of shit. It's like, you got children, you got your husband. But
it's Los Angeles.
Anyway,
man.
We're not here to talk about Kelly Stafford. We're here to talk about how the Lions offense has finally woken up, and it is glorious.
It is. It absolutely
Gentlemen,
is.
I am still bricked up. This is incredible.
Well, my friend, lay there until she wakes up and she's consensual, and then go to town. Go to town with Miss Kelly tonight.
Of course.
And
Gentlemen,
if not, she owes you. Play that part back for you. She owes you if she stays out tonight.
Yeah.
Gentlemen. Yes, absolutely. Gentlemen, you carry on with your night. It's getting late. You guys can close it up soon, but thank you for doing this every time, even after a late game. Love you guys.
Love you too, brother. Thank you. All right. We tell people when we do a post-game show, the Lions win. This is the theme this year.
That's the theme. Yep.
And there's one game coming up where I'm literally leaving the post-game show, throwing files at Ash and jumping on a plane. That's how loony our world is to try to get wins set up for these Detroit Lions. Hey, callers, what's your name and how much have you had to drink? Because it's late. You've probably had something, right?
James H. I was at the game tonight.
Ooh, congrats.
Fantastic.
Nice.
Yeah, it was.
Wasn't as amazing as it seemed like it would be.
Where Jared Goff caught his touchdown, so it was fantastic.
Yeah. Nice.
26 rows up, about right on the goal line. It was amazing. It was my first home game, so.
Oh, nice.
Fantastic.
Congrats, dude. I mean, so to get to a game, what was it? What you expected to be into Ford Field?
It was more than I expected. Like, I've been there for some family fun fest days or whatever they did.
Yeah.
For preseason scrimmages and whatnot. That's my first home game. The only other game I was at was at Tennessee in 2012, where Sean Hill had to throw 2 Hail Marys, one to Titus Young.
Yes.
Back in 2012.
Yeah.
And then Dom Riola fucked up a snap in OT and messed everything up.
Oh, man.
Sorry.
I remember that. No, it's all right.
Sorry.
Don't worry about it. We don't have the FCC.
Lost all that out.
We're chill.
I'm going to cry.
But no, it was an amazing experience. Everyone had like their awesome wristbands. It was such a good time. And like all the fun things happened in the end zone I was at. So like Jamal's giant catch and run and Jared Goff tutty. It was awesome. I couldn't ask for a better experience.
Well, congrats, man. You picked a great one to go to, and against a team that's always such a fight.
They've always had her number.
So I stole the topic away from you. You had something you wanted to say when you called in. What was it that you wanted to hit us with?
Just that it was an awesome experience. Like,
awesome.
I was talking to the guy who I went with, and he's like, "This is playoff caliber experience." Like, it was just amazing. My voice is shot. it was so good. Decibels, like on the screen, was averaging around like 112 all the time. It would hit 116, 118 once in a while, but we were always right around 112. At fourth quarter,
but you're saying it was worth the permanent hearing damage?
What? I can't hear you.
I almost repeated it. That was good.
Yes.
That was dude fire. Good stuff there. Did you meet Kristen K while you were there?
Great. I did not.
Okay. Well, we'll see if we can. This is missed connections night. We'll see if we can get some pillow talk going a little bit later. Evidently, she's single.
I did have dinner with you, Chris, at Uptown this summer.
Oh,
One of the 3 other people that were there.
Wasn't that
long-haired
nice?
fellow.
Yeah. How was it? It was a good time, right? Did you
it was a great time.
Let me ask you, did you get eaten to death by mosquitoes?
No, they all loved you, not me. So it was great. They just all swarmed to you. You must have that sweet skin that everybody loves.
I think so.
Mosquitoes love.
Sweet skin that everybody loves.
Yeah.
If I get all these lovers to lick it, I'd be a happy man.
Me and Ash had a good heart to heart a couple years ago about some CAD drafting stuff. Way back when. So yeah,
bro, I can't believe this is your first game. I can't believe this is your first game. I would have pegged you for like
home game.
Okay.
First home game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stuff's expensive, man. Night. Like, I'm just finally getting able to afford things.
I'm having a hard time. I got to swing 3 tickets for the Buffalo game, and I'm looking at the price, and like, look, here's the bougie shit, right? If I'm going to go to a game, I'm going to get close and I'm going to get behind the bench. And I've said that for years and years. But I'm looking, it's like $1,000 a ticket. I'm like, there's no fucking way. Yeah. And my wife is trying to twist my arm.
That is less than I paid to go to the Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals this year. So, like,
but you got what? How many tickets did you buy, Ash?
I bought one.
Yeah.
Actually, I didn't even buy one. I wasn't going to do it. My wife was like, here's your birthday gift for the next 5 years.
See, my wife is claiming Christmas. She's saying it's Christmas. The family should go. And I'm just like, oh, for God's sakes. This is hard. Somebody help me out. Somebody help me out with a good price.
You can't even give up your firstborn because you only got the one. So.
Flounder's recognizing I would have pegged him. Yes, of course.
Oh, God, we're back there.
It's not my fault. It's Flounder did it. Oh, man.
No, this is my first time calling in. I've been listening since like the beginning before Case. Like, the beginning.
Yeah.
So
that is.
I'm glad I finally called in. It was an amazing night. I'm glad I went to the game. I'm glad I called in. Yeah. It's just, what a great win. And those unis look so sick live. I'm not like the blackout with the blue helmet just looked amazing. I was like, at first I was like, oh, it's gonna look too much like Duke on a blackout night. Duke Blue Devils. No way, this is great. And then we got there and like, this is amazing.
So let me ask you, the one complaint I heard was that the numbers were hard to read on these uniforms. Did you feel that?
No, not at all. Like I thought it was fairly simple to read. It's big blue block letters on a blue background. Like, it's not hard to read.
Yeah. There you go. So you're a man.
My only complaint about them is I thought it was kind of weird that the names are written in white. You know, like it's the only thing written in white on the jersey. I thought that kind of threw me a little bit, but like it still looks great.
That
like,
never
if I was
crossed
going
my
to
mind.
complain about something,
Yeah. That
I just thought
never
that looked
crossed
a
my
little weird
mind.
on camera. But yeah.
Maybe on camera.
Like, I'm buying
I
one.
recorded the game, so I'm going to watch it probably tomorrow night.
Are you going to look for yourself in the crowd and see if you made TV?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Why wouldn't I?
Oh, man. Well, thank you for going there, because you obviously were the luck that it took for this team to pull one out against the Seattle Sea Chickens.
Oh, I appreciate it.
And next time we're in town, I guarantee we're gonna hook up again, right?
Absolutely.
All right, brother. Thank you for calling in, man. Congrats on being on a win in your
Thanks
first
for taking
home
my
game.
call. Great talking to you guys again. So,
You too, brother. Be good.
Keep doing what you do.
Thank you.
Love
Thank you, man.
Have a great night.
Love you too, brother. We'll see you. All right. Woo! What a night. 1:15, 8:00 meeting. Some big people at work.
Did we do it?
I think
they stopped?
we did it. I think they stopped. We have to ask folks, so while they're here, hit the like button, please. We enjoyed having you. Yeah. We would hit the like for you right now. As a matter of fact, Ash, go ahead and hit the like button for every listener. It's a couple hundred, but we'll just start hitting it. We'll hit it after the show's over as well. But you hit the like button for us and let us know that you liked us and let other people find the show. We appreciate it when you do that. Hit the sub.
If you don't like this, I can quit doing it.
Stop threatening me.
If you want to torture me, specifically because you hate me, hit like and subscribe.
Are you threatening me? Oh, well, the one thing. There you go. Flounder, thank you. Chris and Ash would peg all of you. Yes, absolutely. We would. In succession, as a matter of fact. There's
probably a circumstance in which that would be the case.
There was a moment tonight. We got a quote from Brad Holmes. I didn't know if you saw it on TV. They were about to go to commercial, and it was towards the end of the game. And you saw the GM and the coach talking on the Seattle Seahawks sideline, and Holmes made his way over, and he had a quote to say,
"You better back the fuck up out my face, goddammit! I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Don't play with me."
And they didn't, and we walked away with a big win. I haven't been able to use that one in a while. I had to get it in there. All right.
Okay.
Love you all. Thanks for hitting the like button. Remember, we're doing this all the time. Don't forget about us on Patreon, patreon.com/Detroit Lions podcast. $5 or more gets you access to the Slack chat, the most intelligent Lions chat on the internet. And it's hopping during the games. during the week. It's a great place to hang out. Smart folks talking Lions and talking about it at the next level. Head on over there, patreon.com/Detroit Lions podcast. $5 or more gets you access to the Slack. If you don't have that much, that's cool. We can still support the show, or you can join as a member on the YouTube channel, and it's a great way to get in there as well. Follow us on Twitter at DET Lions Podcast. That's where you get all the news, the info about what's going on in the games. Do not follow Mr. Tweetson. He's not gonna follow you back. He doesn't want your follows. He's not looking for. He doesn't even have the app. He doesn't even have the app on his phone anymore. So just don't follow Mr. Tweetson, but do follow DET Lions Podcast. That's the place to go and hang out and see the pants-free action.
Everything good I do will show up there. Just follow that.
Yeah. Give us a
also
call.
Everything terrible I do.
Give us a call via Skype. The pegging, all of it will be there. Detroit Lions Podcast, all one word, Detroit Lions Podcast. Or call us on the Lions line at 248-782-8384. It's also known as 248-RUB-UFUG. Leave us a message. We'll get you those messages on the air. Those are fun. Those are fun. The ones that come in with Flamin' Hot. Also, go to Detroit Lions Podcast. Subscribe to the podcast, because when you do that, just things, they pop into your ears automatically. You get a notification that says,
I don't need you to listen to it. I just need you to set up automatic downloads.
Yeah.
And then we're good. We're bros at that point. Like you and me. Like it's one of those things where, like, if you are subscribed to this podcast and you call me and you're like, hey bro, I need help hiding a body. Then I'm like, okay, well, here's the thing. No, if you subscribe to the YouTube channel, I don't ask any questions. I just come help you.
Yeah,
if you're subscribed to the podcast in audio, if you're subscribed to the audio podcast, I'm going to ask a couple questions about like why this happened.
No.
And if I like your answers, then I'm going to come help you.
See, I'm all in on the subscribe and the audio, because if you subscribe and you're playing that in the background and I'll hear an ad or two hit, that's okay. I'm showing up with a lime and a shovel. We got this covered. Don't you worry. The body will be gone. It will decompose fast. Say no more. Subscribe, DetroitLionsPodcast.com. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. We're going to see you next time on the Detroit Lions Podcast. Remember, no pants, no toasters, no hot tubs, no problems, and no freaking bodies that you're going to find, because we are your Detroit Lions and Reddit connection. Thank you all for tuning in. We're going to see you soon.